Let's explore DinoLand by visiting Restaurantosaurus, where so many details tell us about this little area that we have come to know as DinoLand. While Dr. Marsh speaks of the quaint old wing of the Dino Institute, the original Dino Institute was what became Restaurantosaurus. A hallmark of that history can be found above in the Central Old Museum area. A picture there, painted by Joe Rohde himself, suggests a style used by paleo illustrator Charles Knight, and is supposed to be indicative of something that would have dated all the way back prior to World War II. By the artifacts that are here, you can pretty well be sure that the students who would later take up residence would leave just prior to 1998, when the facility would be turned into a restaurant for the public. That said, the students, while they were there, clearly left their mark. Even before you enter the building, one side has been taken up with a basketball hoop. You see the ball has been stuck there sometime, while the other side has an opportunity for students to shoot arrows at the water well, all the while retrieving such arrows by way of a makeshift clothesline. Inside, in the bunk room, you clearly see that the students have created an attic area only accessible by a well-worn ladder. A payphone next to it suggests years in which students with no phone of their own made contact with the outside world. This has been the domain of archaeology students for some years. Enter the adjacent hip joint adjoining this room, and you come to a makeshift game room with a culture all of its own. On the opposite side, the students have attached an old Airstream trailer, which actually belonged to Imagineer Todd Beeson's grandmother. Its upholstered red vinyl booths are bookends to an old jukebox that played 45 records. On the opposite side of the room is an evolution of sound going from 8 tracks to cassette. Between all of this is how students left their mark and legacy and recognized one another. Rocks painted with names can be found all around the room as a way for them to be remembered. Formal awards, like the Bonehead Award, come with individual plaques, although we see that some have fallen off over time. There is even a Rub-a-Dub Award for the person who washed the least laundry, in this case, Rupert Rocksplitter Scott of 1997. But 2 awards, both informal, stand out. Around the room, one sees the annual Golden Trowel Award given to those who made the greatest discoveries during their time in the pit. But even more interesting is the Zip Award, given to one student each year who worked assiduously through the summer and found nothing. Zip. Nada. The award usually included some zipper as part of the trophy. Disney uses the term everything speaks, and this is no less. Everything speaks here of a culture and a time and a place where students came together, digging and growing all at the same time. It's indicative of any successful culture, which is based on connecting and communicating with one another in formal and informal ways, as well as celebrating and recognizing one another in the same manner. It's the thing that should happen in any organization. Communication, training, recognition, development, all these things should be carried out in formal and informal ways so as to bring people together and create the best culture possible.